Let's get practical.
Feel me like a Hellcat.
So some of you goblins might be in the same boat as us. We're currently living back at home for the summer because college is out and we kind of can't live on campus over the summer. It'd be like complicated and there'd be like jobs and paperwork and all that jazz. So here we are. And it's been a time already. We're about a month in and I already want to like gouge out my eyes. During the time that you spent away from your family, you might have forgotten how awful they are. And that can be really difficult to realize or like just see happen and like continue to deal with throughout the whole summer. So I'm gonna share a few tips with you guys for like what we've been doing to make this not home feel more like a home. First off, I'd say you have to address your room even though it may be like the worst thing ever. Kind of reclaiming your space and making it really yours is a way to kind of ground yourself and stay present and be like still you, but just in a different setting. A lot of things that I run into, things that I've seen, are people going back home to homes and rooms that are the exact same as the environment they were grown up and traumatized in. So the best way to combat that is to try to make the space different, kind of reclaim it, make it something different, make it your own, make it you. Buy some tapestries, hang up a ridiculous amount of string lights, cycle out your art, reorganize your bookshelf, and go through all your old crap. That's definitely another tip. Go through all your old crap and get rid of things that make you miserable. I know sentimentality is a big thing for a lot of people, but sometimes you gotta draw the line. We do this one exercise where we kind of take an item and think about it like, does this make me happy? Yes, no, then you might want to give it away. We recently downloaded eBay, so we're going to be going through some old stuff and putting that up on there and making some money on the side, which leads us into the next thing I wanted to address, which is trying to keep yourself busy. If you're like us, we've been going like all around the country this summer. We went down to Florida, it wasn't good. And then we're going to Minnesota with our fiance very soon, and I'm actually excited for that because it'll be a legitimate vacation in comparison to the week we spent in the opposite of paradise. But we got to hang out with the Labyrinth system for a little bit, and that was flippin' awesome. Best part of the trip. Shout out, guys. But yeah, going through all your old stuff can kind of refresh the environment and kind of remind you of what you want to surround yourself with, because what you keep in your room is literally what you surround yourself with, and it's like, do you want to surround yourself with lame crap or really cool stuff? Plus, that can just make you feel better on the inside too if you surround yourself with like lovely pictures of trees and geometric shapes that you love and all sorts of books and fun lights. That is much better than just having a whole ton of old art on the walls and like the same old stuff we've had for years. So keeping the space refreshed is like very helpful, and it'll help you kind of refresh your mind as well as everything around you. And the next step is where we get a little bit more assertive. Assertiveness is always something we've had trouble with, believe it or not. We seem kind of outspoken, kind of aggressive sometimes, easy to anger, but we never really express it. And being assertive, especially in a household where you kind of fear your parents all the time, is not easy. So a few things that we've been doing are like doing chores, visible chores, and kind of making it look like you're doing a lot, but at the same time intermittently hiding in your room. That's what we've been doing. I'm not saying that that's the most healthy way to do things. I'm just saying that this is what we've been up to. Try to like assert yourself as a presence in the space to kind of like let people know that you're there. Like, hey, I'm here. Like, you can't change that unless you want me to move out, which we're currently gonna start trying to do. And kind of just like show that you're there. You don't have to be like aggressive about it. You can like just do a load of laundry quietly and go back to your room. Or then like, or come down and do your dishes and then go back. That's my life, guys. It's my life. And I know that some households make even that difficult to do, so like don't put yourselves in danger just because we said it was a good idea. Don't do that, guys. God, I am shiny today. Oh, at least our skin's clearing up, ironically. And I think I skipped over part of the keeping yourself busy tip that I mentioned earlier. Like, we do a lot of small things like going to the post office to mail something and then like picking up a prescription and kind of making a trip out of it. Kind of spending as much time out of the house as we can, and sometimes that can be good. If you have the resources, if you have transportation, spending time outside of the house, just like doing various things, or possibly finding a job for the summer is like extremely helpful. We started going to the gym again, which has been really great. I'm gonna get ripped, guys. It's gonna be lit. And then the last but most important tip that I had today was don't lose your fire. Don't lose all that you've been working on since you've been away from this like toxic household. Don't forget what makes your heart beat, what makes you angry, what you're working for. These are all so important and things that you've been working on and building on when you're away from these places, but coming back can kind of just wreck your fire. It can just put a damper on all of it and kind of just screw up the flow. But try your best to not lose that. Don't try to form yourself back into this molding that you grew up in. It's time to break it and be what you were meant to be. Be you. Thank you. So these were a few of the tips that kind of popped up to our head first. If you guys have any more tips on how to help others when they're dealing with toxic households, please leave them below. Help each other, goblins. And if you're not a goblin, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button. You can join the Gob Squad and be a goblin. And I'm going to do another plug for our shop, because that's another thing that's going to help us get out of here ASAP. Is we have been knitting like a lot of things, and we're going to be putting up a bunch of lovely pouches like this. You can put cards in them, you could put your phone, anything. All-purpose pouches. But thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves, goblins, and we will see you all in the next video.